Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and this is how to use Primarina in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon with its new moveset changes as well as the move tutor. So let's get right into this one, and it is pretty crazy because a lot of what Primarina gets, it already knows or learns, or there was also a change in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So as we can see right here, in A on the Icy Wind. So Primarina did not get Icy Wind in Pokemon Sun and Moon, but in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Game Freak decided, hey, why not? Just let it learn it at level 16. So that happened, and then we also got as a move tutor, so that is going to be the Icy Wind right there. On that, we get Magic Coat, Wonder Room is already an egg move, and Hyper Voice. A lot of Pokemon only get Hyper Voice through the move tutor, but that doesn't really matter for the Primarina because we already learn it. So that's kind of it. Looking at some of the other things, there's not really much going on. We get Aqua Ring, that's already an egg move, Amnesia, and then Charm. So yeah, not a huge change on the Primarina through just the move tutors, but that Icy Wind could contribute. Also looking at the Magic Coat, it's a pretty nice move. You can kind of get into some weird mind games with your opponent, and also by using Z Magic Coat, you do gain 2 stages of special defense. Now, I don't think that's going to be like the most insane thing ever on the Primarina. We're just kind of showing the other options you can explore through Z moves and other crazy kinds of stuff. So let's go and check out the Primarina moveset. And I honestly think that we're just going to see more effectiveness out of the Brionne in doubles. That we just have tank support Brionne. And it's really sad that the only thing that I've seen the move tutors do for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon for the Alolan starters is just make them better double supports. Like, we had the same for Incineroar. Incineroar, you can make it double support now. Decidueye, it's got Tailwind. And then Primarina Brionne, well, what else are you supposed to do with Icy Wind? You slow both opponents with an Ice-type move on a bulky-ish Pokemon. And also, I guess Helping Hand is worth a mention at this point because that is something else that we get because of the move tutors. So I was thinking you just go Eviolite, tank Brionne, come in with that Attract, and that's going to really just mess up the opponent. So female Brionne, higher chances of getting Attract to land. Icy Wind, just slow down your opponents and then set up for your ally Pokemon. Your ally Pokemon is going to love anything that's -1 as long as it's a sweeper. So protect first turn, get the Icy Wind down, start just throwing down huge amounts of damage, boosting it with the Helping Hand if you need to on the Brionne. And then in some weird situations, you can like attract Toxic Pseudo-Stall on the Brionne. That's an option. Now, Toxic isn't necessary, but I feel like we need to put in something else here, something extra that kind of gives Brionne a little bit more threat. You know, you land that Toxic, if it takes an extra turn or two to KO the Brionne because of that, well, that means that Toxic is going to start ticking. And if you have a bulkier Pokemon on your team, then that means that Toxic might actually pay off and help you win the battle when just putting Protect there or a non-damaging move wouldn't have given you that with the Brionne. So there's a couple of other things. The Aqua Jet, I mean, it's priority. So if the opponent survives on a Focus Sash with their sweeping Pokemon, Aqua Jet, Brionne can actually secure a KO with that. If it needs to, Protect, I mean, the reason why I'm against Protect on the moveset on Brionne, even though it's a really recommended thing that a lot of Pokemon doubles should be running the Protect, is that Helping Hand. So if you Protect to eat a move that's targeted at you, I mean, I don't really see the benefit over that. Like, maybe Brionne survives, but it'd be better to use the Helping Hand. So, okay, the move's hitting you instead. That means your sweeping Pokemon is safe. So the Helping Hand is just going to add damage that maybe even makes you survive. The Helping Hand pushes the damage into a KO threshold and then knocks out the opponent that would have KO'd you if you just, or even the move that would have been protected anyways. Also, if you use Protect and then your allied Pokemon gets hit instead, it would have just been better to take the gamble, Helping Hand, and then throw a lot of damage back at the opponent instead. So that's why I'm kind of against the Protect. And if we go down, Encore, it's kind of the same as Toxic. Like, Encore can help you win the battle, but it's just statuses. That means your only damaging move is going to be the Icy Wind. That could get a little problematic, and maybe even the Perish Song. So, I mean, if we're attract locking some Pokemon, and then we just throw out the Perish Song, and we can use that to get us into a little bit of extra momentum, possible on the Brionne, not like the most recommended, you must do this thing ever, but I mean, if you need a 4th move slot, because this is pretty much all you need on the Brionne. So the 4th move slot, kind of up to you. I gave some options, and it kind of just depends on what fits in your team, what works, what doesn't work. Try out some different moves, and then see how it goes. I don't think you can set up the Aqua Ring as effectively with the Brionne, so that's kind of it. So now let's talk about the implications of the Icy Wind on the Primarina and other Pokemon, as well as supportive qualities and some other options that you might want to run. So by having a full speed invested 60 base speed Pokemon, is awkward and weird as it is to say, you know, if you are like doubling your speed, it can work on certain Pokemon, but the Icy Wind will at least give you outspeeds on Pokemon up to 115 base speed Pokemon. Actually, it lets you outspeed the 115 base speed as well, but that's kind of it. So not like incredible sweeping shutdown. It's not like you're going to be able to tag a Naganadel or even a Greninja or something, then outspeed it and find a KO, but at least you do have a good amount of bulk, and that can set up and follow up with a little bit of damage. So max speed, max special attack invested Primarina is a possibility, but just know that's going to be very niche. You know, 100 base speed Pokemon, there's a lot of those, so at least you can get a little bit of slowdown and then outspeed them, so that can work in singles or doubles. So if you are going to be having a more damage-focused Primarina instead of a supportive one, then you will want to protect. That way you are a damage threat that might get focused down, so protecting a move and then having your other Pokemon clean up, that's going to be pretty nice, and especially if you're just like contributing a little bit with that Icy Wind. So Primarina has some natural bulk, it will be able to survive those special attacks, and maybe, you know, a physical attack or two, but it's not going to have a lot of staying power. But at least, you know, Icy Wind into the outspeed, that Moonblast is going to hurt, and then maybe the Hydro Pump is also going to hurt as well. Hydro Pump does have reduced accuracy, but the higher base power is going to be really nice, and since we are running the Timid Nature, the Timid Nature is going to make us lose damage since we aren't running Modest, so making up for that with the Hydro Pump could help out a lot. As for the item, we can't run a Choice Specs Icy Wind, that's just not going to be powerful at all. I think Life Orb could work out pretty well because we're already like a 2-hit-ish KO Pokemon anyways, so we might as well just outspeed with the Life Orb, get as much damage as possible with the Moonblast Hydro Pump, and we're most likely not going down to Recoil, just a Pokemon that doesn't die or outspeeds us anyways, so I think we can commit to the damage on the Life Orb and still find some pretty good success on the Primarina that way. Other things, maybe Focus Sash, because then like Icy Wind, Focus Sash, Survival into Outspeed could work. But if it's something like a Tapu Koko, it's already outspeeding you anyway, so it doesn't matter. So a lot of speed can still shut down the Primarina, which is going to be problematic. And then Citrus Berry, I don't think we have enough tank investment to justify the Citrus Berry. Very niche situations where you're actually going to survive because of the Citrus Berry. So I think that this is just going to be a nice way of converting speed support into extra damage afterwards, and then maybe find the KOs that are necessary. You know, you put this next to a fast enough Pokemon, it KOs the Tapu Koko, it KOs the Pokemon that you're not able to, and then their slower Pokemon that's trying to support, you can use Primarina to counter support them, and then still do a lot of damage that way. I was looking at like singles, cheese, I don't know, like Magic Coat. I want to find usage for the Magic Coat because it's a cool move that doesn't get a lot of usage, but unfortunately, you know, you can only do it so much. You lead Magic Coat, you stop Stealth Rocks. Well, are you going to use Magic Coat for the rest of the battle just in case they might keep using Stealth Rocks? So the idea is that it gives you something that you don't have. You're going to receive Stealth Rocks at some point when you actually decide to use a damaging move, Aqua Ring, or Protect or something, but at least you're able to disrupt your opponent a little bit. You give them the Thunder Wave, you give them the Toxic, you give them the Stealth Rocks before they give it to you, and then it starts to matter. But I mean, at least with that, it has a little bit of counter lead, counter setup potential, and then you can set up the Aqua Ring, go into Moonblast damage, and just try to be annoying. That Aqua Ring, Protect, Leftovers is going to be very annoying on the Primarina, and by going full hit point, full defensive investment, full special defense investment, yeah, you're going to be hard to deal with. You know, every time you're protecting, you're getting a quarter of your health back before they have a chance to attack you again. So with all of that health coming your way, you know, it's going to make you hard to get rid of. Can get in a Moonblast or two, which is actually still solid damage. Even an uninvested 126 stab Moonblast, that's going to hurt. So, I mean, you look at 3-hit KOs right there. A super effective hit is really going to cripple some opponents. So you can kind of just stall it out and then Magic Coat if they try to pull shenanigans just to equalize what they're trying to do against you. But overall, I feel that while the Icy Wind is nice, it's not like this game-breaking thing for Primarina. Might see it a little more in doubles because of that. Could be used in like rain teams, help set up a rain for itself. So, you know, it goes Rain Dance, Icy Wind. That's another option on the Primarina. Z Rain Dance into Icy Wind, I think that's too much setup. Primarina has a lot of risk of getting exploited right there. Because, yeah, if you are running like a Mac... Okay, so let's go back to the Timid Primarina. So we say we go Z Rain Dance. Now we're outspeeding 115 base speed Pokemon anyways, and that means anything faster is going to hit us, and then we Icy Wind. But again, no tank investment. However, the rain is boosting our Hydro Pump, so we're finding a lot of KO. So Z Rain Dance Primarina is going to shut down anything under 115 base speed. But that's kind of the cap right there, and it might become like a double threat in doubles, but I think that's a lot of dedication. That's using up your Z move. That should be on your, like, you know, sweepy Pokemon that's used to remove higher speed threats anyways. So I think that Primarina is mostly just like, yeah, it still does cool damage, tanky-ish kind of things, and I think we're all just waiting for the Liquid Voice. We go Choice Specs around Liquid Voice, that's what we live for, that's what we're waiting for on the Primarina. That's when things are going to start getting interesting, and it might even make like a round team viable in official competitive doubles environments, but no Liquid Voice just yet, so that's kind of what we're waiting on with the Primarina. Other than that, yeah, it's kind of like the same thing, you know. we don't have any damage changes, so it's just the supportive changes of Helping Hand and Icy Wind. So effectively, we're still like this insane damage, kind of tanky Pokemon, max hit points, max special attack, choice specs, Revengmon. Now, looking at the damage calculations on the Primarina, it just takes a lot of damage. Like, Tapu Lele Psychic will be able to KO us, Psyshock KOs us, stuff like that. So some of the very powerful neutral hits we won't be able to survive with like that Timid. So yeah, like, sure, we can, in theory, if we survive, get an Icy Wind and then start outspeeding Tapu Lele, but we just take a lot of damage. And say if we go for the hit point investment, well, now that means we're not outspeeding the Tapu Lele after an Icy Wind anyways, so we can survive the Psychic, not the Psyshock, and that's kind of it. So the damage does get backed up. Like Timid with 252 special attack, that's still solid damage. You know, Hydro Pump, that's going to be 2-hit KO. Moonblast, high chance 2-hit KO. Now, Tapu Lele is like one of the worst case scenarios. A Pokemon like Weavile, you know, 120 attacking Pokemon, even with the Choice Band. Like if that Icicle Crash was neutral, that's not a 1-hit KO. That knockoff, it's not a 1-hit KO. So we still find ranges where we survive, and then the Moonblast, that's just a KO back, or also just very powerful neutral damage. So we're two-shotting a lot of things neutrally. We have a lot of 1-hit KO pressure on the Moonblast Hydro Pump, and then that's with the Icy Wind support as well. We survive, we Icy Wind the Weavile, now, you know, it gets into its speed ranges where you just outspeed it with your faster Pokemon, score the KO, Primarina follows up on the side Pokemon, and then pressures 2-hit, 1-hit KOs right there. So that's kind of where we're looking with the Primarina. Now, I did mention the Life Orb earlier, so Life Orb is just kind of going to show us some even crazier damage stuff. And the Hydro Pump almost gets into 1-hit KO range as well. So if we get even more frail Pokemon than the Weavile, things are going to be looking pretty good. Now, as for the round set, I think the round set is like the interesting one we're waiting for. If and when it comes out, round Primarina is going to be absurd. One-shotting a Garchomp. So all you need is just like a Choice Scarf round Pokemon, you tag one of the ally Pokemon, Primarina follows up, and that is nuking something. So that's what I'm waiting for, that's why I'm excited to be. I just want to remind you guys of damage calculations, because it's a lot of damage, and since round follows the Pokemon that immediately used it, you know, it's effectively just like outspeeding anything with Primarina that shouldn't on crazy amounts of damage that it shouldn't have that much speed on. Now, looking at the tankier side of things with the Primarina, we do get walled out by Tapu Lele. I just kind of keep using it to kind of show the comparison between Primarina and Tapu Lele, other high special defense Pokemon that you might encounter. So we do have a chance to survive, you know, 59% chance to a KO after leftovers recovery, but then that means, you know, if we're using Protect with this, you know, Protect, get 2 leftovers in between 2 Moonblasts and stuff, we're still doing a lot of damage. Hydro Pump, it has a very low chance to 2-hit KO as well. So I'm not really feeling it on like the instant matchups, but if we already have, like, let's say we're running the moveset that has the Aqua Ring. Aqua Ring, it's going to make us more frustrating to deal with because we're gaining more health, we're still finding little bits of Moonblast damage here and there. So if we're already set up, things might go pretty well for the Primarina in a couple of different matchups because we're not really going to gain anything from Magic Coating Tapu Lele, but if Tapu Lele is already a little hurt, or if we're just kind of using Primarina as a bit of a disruption and reset, it can still like chip and hurt the opponent quite a bit. Looking at some other matchups like the Garchomp, you know, we are 2-shot by the Earthquake, but again, with the Aqua Ring with a Protect, we're then 2-shotting with the Moonblast. We protect again against the next allied Pokemon, and now we're, you know, we're back up to 30-40% health. And if they can't do that much damage to us because we're full tank investment, that means we can stall them out and then find chances to Moonblast or maybe even get the Magic Coat in. So I'm guessing like Toxic Spikes, any kind of status, like just poisoning with the rest of your team, just kind of make it to where you can burn down the opponent's Pokemon. I think it's going to be pretty powerful. Will-O-Wisper on your team, just make it to where physical attacks do less against Primarina. That's going to be very powerful as well. So anything that can contribute chip damage, I think this Primarina set can be pretty powerful on, because like I said, you're just trading statuses that, you know, okay, they poison you, but then you poison them back. You can kind of set up and sustain a little longer and then eventually switch out on the Primarina. I would like it that if you could gain a Stealth Rocks on that initial turn, that can be pretty powerful as well with the Primarina. So you can just like tag your opponent a bit. And the survivability ranges, your tankiness is pretty good, but overall, you're not really gaining much out of the Magic Coat. I'm like really trying to show the best and worst cases of the Magic Coat, but overall, I think doubles with the Icy Wind is going to be pretty good. Offensive Primarina works. The bulky Brion is surprisingly effective. That's really all I have to say about the Primarina. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.